Welcome to the Master Dad Podcast. I created this podcast to let each and every one of you know that you are not as bad as you think you are. Society wants you to believe that each and every one of you are racist, bigoted, and just plain evil. I want you to know that you, in fact, are not. With that being said, grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get to it. I have figured out that the cause of a very large amount of the crimes that occur in this world, almost every murder, burglary, drug crime, kidnapping, and assault. I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to make me very unpopular. Not that I was popular in the first place. But before I tell you the secret and the answer, you have to make a choice. Number one, you can say to yourself, this guy is nobody, and I don't think he has a clue of what he's talking about. Or number two, you can say to yourself, you know what? I want to hear what he has to say. He might have an idea that's worth listening to. If you fall into number one, then feel free to stop the video now. I will give you time. I promise that I won't be upset. Okay. For those of you that are left, this is going to get pretty deep. It might be hard for you to hear, but I believe it needs to be said. Are you ready? The cause of most of the crime in the world is this. It's us. Not guns, not drugs, not money. Us. Now, before you stop the video, listen. Guns, drugs, and money might be driving factors, but the cause of most of the crime in the world is us. We have allowed ourselves to be pulled away from the things that really matter: family, friends, and community. People have become so hyper-focused on becoming successful in their professional lives that their personal lives have suffered. They have suffered greatly. Let's talk about family. Fathers, when was the last time you actually had a meaningful conversation with your daughter? When is the last time you looked into your wife's eyes and really told and showed her that you love her? Mothers, have you ever took your son out on a date? Ever showed him how to truly treat a woman? Sons, when was the last time you asked your dad how to do something and then let him show you? When was the last time you told your mom, I love you? Daughters, when was the last time you held your father's hand? When was the last time you just listened? I grew up without a mother. I have no memory of a maternal unit when I was really young. When my dad did remarry, I was already 12 years old. That woman became my mother, and when she passed away, it hurt a lot. I told you that to justify saying this. Almost anyone can be a mother, but it takes someone special to be a mom. You can say the same thing about fathers as well. Society has caused a rift to form in the family unit, and it is time that we all took back our family. I do want to put a caveat here and say that government is necessary. I'm not disputing that. It is there to help protect ourselves, and the U.S. government is doing a great job at that. But the people have allowed the government to take over too much of our lives, and it is time to take back that control. There is a belief out there that states that human beings can only focus on one thing at a time, and I believe that this is true. If you are thinking about what you're going to have for dinner, and your coworker asks you about a report that is due next week, then you have to stop thinking about dinner and start thinking about the report. This flows into everything else. When fathers focus on making sure that his child is paid for, he loses focus on what truly matters, and that is the child. The family should be the first point of focus for everyone. This is the most intimate group that people can truly belong. Mothers and fathers, stop focusing on making sure that your child has the newest thing and ensure that you become the focus of his or her new life. Sisters and brothers, you should start focusing on what your parents have to teach you and step away from the computer. Focus on your mother and father. They aren't always going to be there. Now, I did not give you permission to stop working. You still have to provide for your family. You still have to make sure that they can eat, that they have a safe place to sleep. But don't focus on work. Focus on family. Let's talk about friends next, the second largest point of focus. In today's society, what many people call friends are actually just business associates. This goes back to the hyper-focus on work. Or they have 1,000 Facebook friends. You have to ask yourself a question. Do you truly trust that person? And I'm not talking about the trust fall kind of trust either. I'm talking about the stand back to back against the world kind of trust. The kind of trust where you can tell that friend something and swear them to secrecy and it will go no further kind of trust. Friends can disagree, but that disagreement should not cause a dissolution of the friendship. If a disagreement happens, you should ask yourself why it caused such a rift in your friendship. Now, let's talk about the third point of focus, community. Community should be about knowledge, the sharing and application of knowledge. Not only is this the largest group, but it is also the hardest to maintain. You have to have people of the same mind come together and be willing to learn new things. They have to have a core set of principles set to establish order. The community can be any larger group of individuals. Most people think of a community as a place where they live, and that is true. But a community can also be where you work. Take Google, for example. I don't always agree with their left-leaning policies, but Google is a top-level environment that does everything with one goal. It has a singular mind and executes on those thoughts. Another community-facing entity is church. Go become a member of a church near you and learn everything that it can teach you. If you open your mind and learn, then I promise you will not regret it. All three of these levels have an inward-facing focus. Family. The focus on this level should be love. Love your family. Friends. The focus of this level should be trust. Trust your friends. Community. The focus on this level should be knowledge. Know about your community and learn that which you don't know. Don't be afraid to apply these to each and every aspect of your life. Reach out to people you know and become their friend. Find a person you can love and start a family. Become a part of a community and do something to help that community. Do these things, and I promise you that life will become better. Thank you for listening to the Master Dad Podcast. Please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post a new video. And remember, don't take life too seriously. You'll never make it out alive.